Have you ever wondered if all those millions of football tweets on game day actually mean something? What if they could act like a crystal ball, not just showing us fan passion, but maybe, just maybe, predicting the outcome of the game itself? Well, we're going to dive in and see what the digital roar of the crowd can really tell us. See, you have to picture it. On game day, it's not just about the physical stadium. There's this other massive digital arena. A stadium built out of hashtags and timelines where literally millions of fans gather to share every hope, every frustration, every single prediction. And this scale, it's just mind-boggling. Get this. In just one season of the Turkish football leagues, researchers dug into 6.8 million tweets. And that was just for 4 of the big teams. That is an incredible amount of passion being typed out 280 characters at a time. But is it all just noise? Digital confetti? Or is there a real signal hidden in all that chatter? What can this massive, real-time wave of fan energy actually teach us about the game and, well, about ourselves? Well, a really fascinating 2019 study decided to find out. By crunching the numbers on all those tweets, they uncovered some truths about fan behavior that pretty much challenge everything we assume. What they found is basically a new playbook for understanding the modern fan. Okay, so let's start with myth number 1, what I'm calling the weekend fan. You know the idea. Most games are on Saturday or Sunday, so that's obviously when all the online action happens. Makes sense, right? I mean, come on, that's when the big matches are. It seems totally obvious that the digital stadium would be at its loudest then. Or is it? Well, this is where the data throws us our first major curveball. While a huge 75% of matches in that 2018 season were played on the weekend, only 39% of the Twitter conversation was. That is a huge disconnect. Do the math on that. That means an absolutely massive 61% of all football-related tweeting happened on weekdays. It turns out the digital stadium is buzzing from Monday to Friday, even when the actual pitches are totally quiet. Okay, that brings us to myth number 2, the live tweeter. You know what I'm talking about? We all picture fans glued to their phones, firing off tweets for every goal, every bad call, every single dramatic moment as it unfolds. This one has to be a slam dunk, right? The 90 minutes of the match are the main event. That's when the conversation has to be at its peak. And this is where we get another big surprise. The study found that a tiny 10% of tweets were actually sent during the match. Instead, the overwhelming majority, a staggering 73%, happened in the 3 hours before kickoff. The digital roar isn't live commentary. It's all about anticipation. It's the pregame hype. So fans are tweeting on weekdays, and they're mostly tweeting before the game even starts. But that pregame chatter, it isn't just nervous energy. The researchers found out it was something way, way more powerful. And here it is, the bombshell straight from the study. The amount of pre-match tweeting could actually signal the result. They discovered that for winning teams, the tweet volume before the game was consistently higher than for the games they lost or tied. It's almost as if the collective digital cheer of the fans was a predictor of victory. Spooky, right? Okay, so if a loud pregame buzz points to a win, that brings us to our last big myth. It would make sense that the team that wins the entire championship would have the loudest fans online all season long. I mean, the champions are the ultimate winners. Their fans should completely dominate the digital stadium with the loudest, proudest roar. It's just logical. But once again, the data says, nope, not even close. In that 2018 season, the league champion, Galatasaray, pulled in about 160,000 tweets. But the runner-up, Fenerbahce, actually got more, around 170,000. The loudest digital cheer didn't come from the winner's circle. So why would the runner-up be louder? Well, the study suggests it comes down to 2 totally different psychological drivers. The champions fans, they're driven by relatedness. They're celebrating a shared victory, building their community. But the runner-ups fans are driven by something else, competence, that burning desire to get a better result, to literally will their team to victory. It's the sound of striving, not just celebrating. So, after busting all these myths, what's the actual playbook here? What are the key lessons we can take away from this deep dive into the digital stadium? Okay, let's break it down. First, that pre-match window isn't just a warm-up. It is prime time for engagement. Second, the conversation doesn't end on Sunday night. For these fans, football is a 7-day-a-week obsession.
Third, the post-game analysis is a huge and growing opportunity. And finally, and maybe most importantly, the loudest fans aren't always the winningest.
What we've learned here is that our collective online voice isn't just random noise. It follows patterns, it debunks myths, and it might even offer a little glimpse into the future. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If a tweet storm can predict a win, what else can our digital cheers do?